it's a good news, bad news story. Good news is, I guess there's a saying, misery loves company, and blight is unfortunately almost in every part of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. It occurs because of disinvestment in communities, as a result of population decline, eroding economic base. So you do see blighted and abandoned properties across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, as well as here in Lackawanna County. The problem with blight that has been well documented is the impact of blighted properties on property values and surrounding properties. Not just the blighted property goes down in value, but the surrounding values of properties go down as well. And that causes an erosion of the tax base, which frankly makes it difficult for local governments and county governments, and for that matter, school districts, to balance their budgets. I've actually worked with 8 land banks in Pennsylvania, and I've actually worked on the formation of 6 land banks in Pennsylvania. And they vary in terms of the scope of their activities, their purposes. In some communities, the land bank is involved in assembling parcels for game changer projects that can result in increase in jobs, increase in economic activity. In other communities, the land bank can be involved in the land banks have been involved in the acquisition and rehabilitation of properties for resale, usually to first-time buyers, as affordable housing. Frequently, and that's the case I think here in Lackawanna County, particularly in Scranton, the land bank has acquired a lot of tax delinquent properties, almost 200 to date, and essentially look to sell those properties to adjoining owners and to others who can, again, productively reuse those properties. I think what distinguishes Lackawanna County is really the breadth of the activity here. Land banks are still relatively new in Pennsylvania. They've been around. The first land bank was formed in 2013, so the oldest is 6 years old. When you look at the inventory of properties acquired by the Lackawanna County Land Bank, it's really impressive. Again, the number of properties and the extent not only to which they've been able to acquire properties, but dispose of those properties, sell those properties, because that's really where the land bank adds value, is in seeing those properties returned to the tax rolls and productive uses. The land bank recognizes that one of the key players, one of those key partners, are municipal governments. And to the extent that they can provide training on effective code enforcement practices and other information to municipalities to essentially effectively address code violations and to prevent blight, that's a very important objective. A lot of land banks are known by dealing with properties after they have become blighted or abandoned or tax delinquent. This land bank acknowledges that, it has a role with regard to those properties, but it also has a role in terms of partnering with municipalities to try to do what it can to try to help them prevent blight and by more effective code enforcement. I think the big picture for land banks is partnering with other organizations. While they are an important tool in terms of addressing blight, when you look at the big picture, it's important that land banks network with other organizations to accomplish good things in the community, and that's happening here in Lackawanna County, where the land bank is cooperating with municipalities and community development agencies to make some good things happen. But those partnerships are very important, and if those partnerships aren't there, land bank struggles to accomplish good things. And it's obvious to me from looking at the accomplishments of this land bank in the last several years that it has those partnerships with nonprofit organizations, the private sector, the public sector, everybody pulling in the same direction, and that's a key.